The symphony of things of construction, the images that often come to mind are hardship. This perspective is not wrong, but it is incomplete. For hidden beneath that rough, coarse exterior lies a quiet pride. It is a joy that can be touched with skin and felt with all senses, a joy that is genuine, rustic, and enduring as the very structure. This essay does not aim to ignore the difficulties of the construction. Instead, it is a journey of exploration. The noble spiritual values that sprout and blossom every the story of the joy of turning an inanimate drawing into a drawing, the joy of human collaboration, the joy of conquering technical challenges, and above all, the joy of knowing that one's labor is about buildings. It is a story about people. It is the story of hearts that come together to beat as one, transforming noisy construction sites into a stage for joy of labor. Let us step into that together. Flowers of happiness are always quite early. Chapter 1. The joy of construction does not begin with the sound of a drill or the first swing of a pickaxe. It originates when the architect's drafting may seem like a chaotic jump of lines. Green waiting to 1.1 from idea to form. Welcome to or about a family will gather on a cool evening. Engineer and project manager receive a set of blueprints. They don't just see dry figures. They see the soul of the city. They can walk through a house that doesn't yet exist. The light and how the air will flow. It is a silent but incredibly exciting. This corner should be rounded slightly to create a softer feel. The window here should be widened to capture the view perfectly. The electrical system should be laid out like this to optimize convenience and safety. A more perfect version of the dream. The joy here is the joy of intellectual resonance. 1.2. Become something more than just a detail plan. The joy of the master craftsman and the workers as they first unroll the construction site is a special one. It carries with it a sense of excitement and a hint of a challenge. They look at it the ironworker sees the position of every steel bar in the bench. Every row of bricks in the lay, every section of wall is glass.
Good. Good research.
Pristine final product that you will help
Johnny.
the blueprint creates order.
Look.
Vast and somewhat chaotic space of the construction site.
Раз, два, три, и вперед!
Their exact role and task with the architecture. They are translators, different languages and numbers on paper, the language of bricks and exactly as shown on the blueprint as a confirmation that they are on the right path. If the blueprint is the dream, the ceremony is the opening drum roll, the first note of the grand symphony. This is the moment when the idea of the section of past, planning, and the future. The atmosphere.
Estoy cansado, jefe. Cansado.
When the shovel blade
Tecnologia! Tecnologia!
everyone feels a sense of solemnity. The investors smile. After the formal rituals, the construction site begins to transform. It's not about the strength, it's the power and readiness. Foundational trenches. For the workers, this sound is a familiar and exciting melody. It signals that the work has already begun. They feel that their hands and on their hard hats of various colors, turning the site into a living canvas of labor. There is a unique transformation. A wild, overgrown piece of land is leveled and slowly defined in just a few days.
Bro, that's
The visible change, day by day, hour by hour, brings an immediate sense of satisfaction. The massive machines, under the skillful control of human hands, are performing the heaviest tasks, paving the way for more. The coordination between man and machine, between muscle power and mechanical might, creates an energetic opening dance on the site. The beginnings, the melody that promises a great structure is gradually taking shape. A building is never the product of a single individual.
And my shoes fell off.
People with different specializations.
Oh, Mr. John, how much you pay for the new guy? 20 bucks? No, too much money. It's no good.
The unspoken language of the workers. Unnecessary. Experienced construction workers have developed their own language. Receive it and which way to turn it. A light tap on the pole is a signal to tighten the bolt. Not a single word is spoken, yet the work flows perfectly. Or watch a master mason teaching a young apprentice how to mix mortar. Just demonstrates. The ratio of cement, sand, and water is measured by his experience. A pat on the back from the master mason when the mortar mason is just right is worth more than anything. The joy here is the joy of making.
Tecnologia! Tecnologia!
It's like dancers performing. Others next to you. Smoothly running. The person is vital, brings a deep sense of pride and connection. They are not just colleagues. Each team is an expert in its own field. The foundation team, the steel frame team, electrical and plumbing team, the painting team. Also comes from mutual respect among the different trades. The electrician just completed by the mason. The painter will wait for the plaster layer of the masonry the formwork team will determine the straightness and beauty of the concrete wall. Run the pipes. Let us know when you're done so we're safe to because they understand that the quality of one person's work This joy is the joy of a micro-society.
20 bucks? No, too much money. It's no good.
Building an egalitarian work environment where the common goal is paramount. Separate tasks into continuous and harmonious process. 3.3. The silent conductor. For this orchestra, perform perfectly. Indispensable. The supervising engineers and the site. They are happy when they see the foundation finished on schedule. They are happy when they see the steel structure erected sturdily. They are happy when they see the different teams coordinating seamlessly. Their joy is the joy of witnessing a complex plan on paper gradually being realized. They are the problem solvers. Connected. When there is a conflict between the electrical and plumbing teams, they are the ones to meet, finding the optimal solution for both. When the weather is unfavorable, they are the ones to adjust the work schedule to ensure safety and progress. complex machine with hundreds of people operating smoothly under one's coordination brings an immense sense of satisfaction. It is the joy of the leader, the guide, watching their orchestra play its most wonderful melody. Precious breaks, lessons in the music. In the midst of strenuous work in their warm form. These are the necessary rests in the noisy sector of the construction site. Time for everyone to recharge and strengthen their camaraderie. Pot of strong tea, hastily brewed in an old aluminum can. In the shade of a new building, or simply sitting on stacks of bricks, they share stories from their everyday lives. They talk about their children at home, the harvest season in their home state, chasing away fatigue. One person shares a cigarette with the person next to them, another pours a hot cup of tea for a friend. In these moments, the distance between master craftsman and apprentice, between old and young, disappears. All that remains is human connection, rustic and sincere. The joy here is the joy of sharing. They share not just tea and cigarettes, but also their thoughts and worries. The construction site is not just a workplace, it's a second family. Simple questions like, you look tired today, are you okay? Or is everything alright? Have an incredible power to connect. These relationships make the hard work more bearable, because they know they are not alone. The construction site is often simple, with everyone bringing a lunchbox. They spread out an old tarp and sit together in the circle. The meal becomes a miniature buffet, where everyone spontaneously offers try a piece. My family made spring rolls. It goes well with rice. These humble meal into a feast of fellowship. They eat and this joy comes from the feeling of belonging to a group. The spirit. This sharing reveals a beautiful aspect of the workers' culture. Despite life's hard lunch breaks weave the strong threads of affection, turning strangers into
Oh my God.
after lunch comes a precious few dozen minutes of napping. Their resting place can be anywhere, on a wooden plank, inside a bar. Though makeshift, it is a peaceful sight. The steady snoring of a friend nearby, the window frames, it all creates a surprisingly serene scene in the midst of the hustle. In that short sleep, they temporarily forget the sun.
Tecnologia! Tecnologia!
When they wake up, they'll perhaps still a bit groggy, their spirits have not spread. They know how to find moments of rest and relaxation to continue their work. Are crucial to the symphony of the construction site to continue playing strongly and persistently. Chapter 5. The dance of skill and material. The joy of mastery. If the joy of collaboration comes from the relationship between people. It is the joy of mastery, of commanding skills and materials, of His right hand places the brick, using the handle of his trowel to tap it gently. Everything must be perfectly straight. For him, building a wall is not just
네, 이거야, 이거야.
it is an art form. A joint of mortar that is flawlessly unified. After finishing a section of wall, he steps back. Satisfied that wall to him is a masterpiece. It is a testament to his patience.
Oh no. Oh no.
Perfection of pursuing precision down to the millimeter. There is only him, the brick, desire to create an absolute straight A carpenter has a special connection. He will often stroke the surface of a wooden plank, feeling its grain, smelling its understands that personality. Joy comes from turning a rough and gnarled piece of wood into an exquisite door frame, a gracefully curving staircase. The sound of the plane gliding smoothly, creating thin, curved changes. The decisive sound of the chisel, creating mortises and tendons that come together beautifully in a single nail. This is the joy of He respects every grain, trying to preserve its natural beauty while shaping it to his will. When he fits a door into its frame and it aligns perfectly, in the corner of the iron workshop, sparks. The ironworker, hidden behind his protective mask, is performing his own dance. A dance of fire and flame. He bends to lays down his right well, connecting separate pieces of iron into a solid frame. A beautiful weld to him. That is the standard of his craft. The joy of the using high pitch
Ressaltado o banco dele, ó. Yes!
into an ornate outward railing to bring The unsung heroes. Joy is no less significant. It is the joy of bringing a building to life. The electrician runs complex electrical software, calculates, and science. His greatest moment is when the project is complete and he puts the main circuit breaker.
Oh no! Oh no 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 no! Oh no!
It's not just physical life, it's a sense of life, of life. Installs pipes and valves. His joy comes when he turns on the main water valve, and clean water flows to every faucet in the building without a single leak. This joy is the joy of function, of bringing convenience into a space. They are the ones who create the circulatory system.
Okay, already.
They know that without it, the building would just be a It's a quiet but immense pride. Chapter 6. Conquering challenges. Joy in construction is not always smooth sailing. It is fraught with challenges, from harsh weather and on-site problems to complex technical issues. However, it is precisely in the process of facing and overcoming these difficulties that a special kind of joy arises. The joy of conquest, of the construction site is an open space, completely exposed to the elements. The workers must constantly be in dialogue with the sun, the wind, and the rain. On scorching summer days, joy is not absent. Blissful joy, the sudden cool breeze that dries the sweat. It is the morning thick shirts to fight the intense heat. One's own endurance. When the rainy season comes, and after a downpour, the air becomes fresh.
He is gonna leave.
That scene, for those who have just endured the oppressive heat, is a priceless gift from nature, bringing a fresh puzzle solvers inside. Reality does not always match the heat. An unexpected problem. Unmapped underground pipe suddenly appears. That material has slightly different dimensions than specified. intensify. At such times, the construction site turns into a giant puzzle. This is when collective intelligence is brought to the forefront. The site manager, engineers, and experienced they don't panic. What if we reinforce the foundation? We could reroute the plumbing system to avoid the obstacle. This vacuum break is slightly offset. We will adjust the thickness of the mortar joints to compensate. The joy here is the joy of creativity under pressure.
Oh!
Incredibly satisfying. It not only solves the immediate
Ressaltado o banco dele, ó. Yes!
each challenge overcome is like untying a difficult knot, allowing the entire machine to run smoothly again. The workers are not just builders, they are inventors, true problem solvers. 6.3. The joy of completing a difficult phase. In every project, there are always phases that are considered the toughest. Concrete slab is a single continuous operation, requiring the coordinated effort of dozens of people for many hours. Quickly installing a complex precision and safety. The process of carrying out these phases is always tense. But no one dares to be careless. The foreman constantly
哇呀，熊文那就。
being part of a smoothly running machine, where each person is a vital link. They are comrades. 3.2. The electrician, when running wires, will be careful not to affect the structure just completed by the The formwork team knows that their precision will determine the and get to work. These requests are always met with willingness, because they understand that the quality of one person's work affects the next, and ultimately, the quality of the entire project. This joy is the joy of a micro-society, where every individual has value and is respected for their skills. It erases distinction, creating an egalitarian work environment where the common goal is paramount. Trust being trusted creates a tremendous collective strength, when they seemingly separate tasks. 3.3. The silent conductor. For this orchestra to perform perfectly,
Technologia! Technologia!
the supervising engineers, the site managers. They don't directly work the trowel or the hammer. They are the ones who read the sheet music, the blueprint, and coordinate the musicians to work together. Their joy is a comprehensive. They are happy when they see the steel structure erected sturdily. They are happy when they joy is the joy of witnessing the complex plan of labor gradually being realized. Plumbing crews, they are the ones to mediate, finding the optimal solution for both. Adjust the work schedule to ensure safety for the workers. The site of it is the joy of the leader, the guide, watching their orchestra play its most wonderful melodies. Chapter 4. Precious breaks. Joy reveals itself in its most genuine and warm form. These are the necessary collective lunch breaks that weave the strong threads of affection, turning strangers into colleagues. The short but peaceful nap. After lunch comes a precious few dozen minutes. Their rest place could be anywhere. A wooden plank inside a large uninstalled concrete pit, or simply leaning their head against a bag of cement. Though makeshift, it is a peaceful sleep. The steady snoring of a friend nearby, the gentle breeze blowing through the unfinished window frames, it all creates a surprisingly serene moment in the midst of the hustle. In that short sleep,
Oh shit.
and their muscles. When they wake up, perhaps still a bit groggy. And they are ready for the afternoon shift. Moments of rest and relaxation to continue their work with renewed energy. These rests, though brief, often show the ceremony of the continue strongly and persistently. Chapter 5. The dance of skill and material. The joy of mastery. Comes from the relationship between people. There is another, deeper, and more personal joy that comes from the relationship between a worker and their craft. It is the joy of of commanding skills and materials.
La policía
Spreading it decisively on the roll of bricks. His right hand places the brick. He squints, sighting a moment For him, building a wall is not just stacking bricks. It is an art form. His joy lies in creating a joint mortar that is flawlessly uniform. After finishing it, masterpiece. It is a testament to his patience, his maturity. This joy is the joy of perfection, of pursuing precision down to the millimeter. It is the flow state when the worker is completely immersed in his task, losing track of time and his surroundings. There is only him, the brick, and the desire to get the essence of the work. Often stroke the surface of a wooden plank, feeling its grain, smelling its understands that personality. His joy comes from turning a rough, gnarled piece of wood gliding smoothly, creating thin, curled shapes. The decisive breathing life into material. He doesn't just work with wood, he converses with it. The symphony of joy in construction. When one thinks of construction, the images that often come to mind are hardship, of dust, of beads of sweat rolling down sunburned faces. This perspective is
معاكم اللورد الصخرة.
vibrant joy, symphony. Senses, a joy as genuine, rustic, and enduring as the very structures it creates. This essay does not aim to instead, it is a journey of exploration, an effort to turn the lesser read pages blossom every day amidst scaffolding and more. Together, seamless collaboration, technical challenges. This is not just a story about buildings. It is a story about people.
I owed him up.
Creative minds, and enthusiastic artists that have come together to be as one, transforming noisy construction sites into a stage for the joy of labor. Let us step into that world. Always quietly living. Chapter 1. The joy in construction does not begin with the sound.
تكنولوجيا تكنولوجيا تكنولوجيا
To the uninitiated, the technical blueprint may seem like waiting to be awakened. 1.1. From idea to it is the embodiment of a window frame that will welcome the morning sun, or a balcony where a family will gather on a cool evening. The first stage is the joy of visualization, of imagination. When the engineer and project manager receive a set of blueprints, they don't just see dry pictures. They can walk through a house that doesn't yet exist, sensing the space. It's a silent but incredibly exciting one. They discuss the symphony of joy on the construction site. Introduction. Reinforced concrete. When one thinks of construction, the images that often come to mind are a partnership of dust, of beads of smoke. This perspective is not wrong, but it is incomplete. That coarse exterior lies a world of vibrant joy, creativity. It is a joy that can be touched, seen, and felt with all senses. A joy that is genuine, rustic, and enduring as the very structures it creates. Instead, it is a journey of exploration, an effort to turn the lesser limitations into a story, to find and celebrate the joyful moments of noble. Together, we will listen to the story of the joy of turning an inanimate drawing into a story. Story about people. It is the story of talented hands, creative minds, and enthusiastic hearts that come together to stage for the joy of labor. Let us step into that world together. To see that in the heart of reinforced concrete, the flowers of happiness always fly the joy in much earlier, in a much quieter place, on the architect's drafting table. Incomprehensible symbols, but to those in the industry, it is a dream waiting to be awakened. From idea to form.
Yeah,
Each
it was
line
actually.
of blueprint is more than just an ink stroke. It is the embodiment of a future, a window frame that will welcome the morning. The first joy is the joy of visualization, of imagination. When the engineer and project manager they see the soul of the structure. They can walk through a house that doesn't yet exist. Should be laid out like this to optimize convenience and safety. Each discussion, each adjustment is not an argument. The joy here is the joy of intellectual resonance, when multiple minds focus on the same topic. When the completed blueprint is handed over to construction.
Check out these bamboos, man!
The joy of the master craftsman, the workers, they first bring over a large blueprint of the construction is a special one. It carries they look at it and see their work laid out for the coming months or years. The mason sees every row of bricks he will lay. The sees the clean, pristine final product that she will help create in the final stage. The blueprint creates order.
I'm telling you, that is not diesel.
That's the fuel tank.
Space of the construction site. It brings confidence.
They're
Instead of working by guessing, everyone knows their exact role and task within the larger picture. This joy comes from clarity and a sense of ownership. They are not just following orders. They are translating, turning the language of symbols and numbers. Every time a part of the structure is interpreted exactly as shown on the blueprint, they are the minute of beginning. If the blueprint is the then the groundbreaking ceremony is the first. This is the moment when the idea begins its journey to become reality. The atmosphere of the groundbreaking ceremony always carries a special positive energy. 2.1. Scooping the first shovels of sand and earth is not just feels a sense of solemnity. The investors smile with hope. The change and workers also filled with excitement. The empty plot of land before them is no longer an inanimate space. From this moment on, it has become the project, our work. Is the joy of anticipation. Like a farmer sowing the first seeds in his field, they sow into this land their faith and hope for a successful harvest. It is a pure and optimistic feeling. Positive energy spreads throughout.
Slide 1 foot down. Nope.
Hang on to the fucking hardware.
Okay, now move your feet now.
Normal rituals, the construction site begins to transform. Excavator and bulldozer engines is not a bothersome noise, but the voice of power already scooping up the first masses of earth, carving out the foundational trenches. For the workers, the sound is a familiar and exciting melody. It signals that the work has already begun. They put on their protective gear, on their hard hats of various colors. There is a unique joy in witnessing the transformation of the landscape. The wild, overgrown landscape is leveled and clearly defined in just a few days. Day by day, hour by hour, brings an immediate sense of satisfaction. This is the joy of action, of turning potential energy into kinetic energy. Paving the way for more delicate work. The coordination. Engine. Every single word is a note in the melody of beginning. It is a collective work of art, created by the harmonious coordination of hundreds of people with different specializations. The construction site thus becomes a giant orchestra. 3.1. The unspoken language of the workforce. The language of nods and gestures.
No.
Only needs a glance to know where to receive it and which way to turn it. A light tap on the not a single word is spoken, yet the word flows through. He doesn't say much, he just demonstrates. Apprentice watches and learns. A pat on the back from the joy here is the joy of mutual understanding. Dancers performing together, knowing the other's next move to create a unified dance. The feeling of being part of a smoothly running machine, where each person is vital, brings a deep sense of pride and connection. They are not just colleagues, they are comrades. Expert in its own field. The foundation the electrical and plumbing teams, the painting teams, each has an irrevocable role. The joy of collaboration also different trades. The electrician, when running wires, will be careful. The painter will wait for the plaster layer. Determine the straightness and beauty of the concrete wall layer. There are brief constructive run the pipe. Formula. Let us know when you're They don't directly deal with the ones who do the blueprint and coordinate the musicians. Their joy is a comprehensive one. They are happy when they see the foundation. They see the steel structure erected smoothly. They are happy when they see the different teams see a complex plan on paper gradually being realized smoothly. They are the problem solvers, the connectors between departments. When there is a conflict between the electrical and plumbing teams, they are the ones to mediate, finding the optimal solution. Together is unfavorable. They are the ones to adjust the work schedule to ensure safety of the It is the joy of the leader, the guide, wonderful melodies. Chapter 4, Precious Breaks, the rest of when joy reveals itself in its most genuine and warm form. Rests in the noisy symphony of the construction site, a time for everyone to recharge and on site. The most familiar and beautiful is perhaps that of the world in an old aluminum plant, in the shade of a newly built wall, or simply sitting on stacks of bricks. They share stories from their everyday lives. These stories are not always they talk about their bursts of party laughter ring cigarette with the person next to them. Another pours a hot cup of tea for a friend. An apprentice, between old and young, disappears. All that remains is human connection, rustic and sincere. There's tea and cigarettes, but also their thoughts and words. Or is everything all right at home? Have an incredible power to more bearable because they know they are not alone. Lunch on the construction site is often simple, with everyone bringing a lunchbox from home. But it is the best meal of the day. They spread out the The meal becomes a miniature buffet, where everyone spontaneously offers food to one another. My wife's braised fish is delicious today. Try it, please. My family made spring rolls yesterday. Have a few. Uncle, have some of my pizza eggs. These spontaneous offers, the pieces of food pass back and forth, turn a hungry They eat and talk animated. The sound drowns out the distant hum of machinery. This joy comes from community. Reveals a beautiful aspect of the workers' culture. Despite life's hardships, they are still willing to share what they have with one another. It is these collective lunch breaks that weave strong threads of affection, turning strangers and colleagues into close friends and brothers.
Go, go, go! Turn the wheel!
After lunch comes a precious few dozen minutes of napping. Their resting place simply leaning their head against the cool cement. Though makeshift, it is a peaceful sleep. The steady snoring of friendly in that short sleep, they temporarily get the sun. When they wake up, right, their spirits are much higher. A big stretch, a smile, and they are ready for the afternoon shift. It shows the incredible adaptability of human beings. They know how to find moments of rest and relaxation to continue their work with renewed energy. These rests, though brief, are crucial to Chapter 5, The Dance of Skill and Material, The Joy of Mastery.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius. Real Men of Genius.
Relationship between a worker and their craft. It is the joy of mastery, of commanding skills and materials.
Oh no. Oh no.
Raw elements into
Oh no.
His movements are as rhythmic. His left hand scoops just the right amount of mortar, spreading it decisively. using the handle of his trowel to tap it gently into place. Everything must be perfectly straight. For him, building a wall
Dude, stop. What are you doing? Stop.
Hold it up, bro. Hold it up.
lies in
Okay.
creating a perfectly flat surface. The point of mortar is flawlessly uniform. After finishing a section of wall, he steps forward, admiring his work with a satisfied smile. It is a testament to his patience, his meticulousness, and the experience accumulated over decades. This joy is the joy of perfection, of pursuing precision down to the millimeter. It is the process when the worker is completely immersed in his business, losing track of time and his surroundings. There is only the desire to create an absolute straightening. It is a pure joy, derived from the carpenter has a special connection with his material. Before starting,
I would go with-
he will often stroke the surface of the his characteristic fragrance. Each type of wood that personality. His joy comes from turning a rough, gnarled piece of wood into an exquisite woodwork with a gracefully flowing staircase. The sound of the plane gliding smoothly, creating thin, curled shapes. The decisive sound of the chisel. A single nail. This is the joy of creation, of breathing life into materials. He doesn't just work with preserve its natural beauty while shaping it to his will. When he fits a door into its frame and it aligns perfectly, opening and closing smoothly. The result is not just a product, it is a successful dialogue. In the corner, iron wood. The iron ring, hidden behind he bends rigid steel bars into soft bars according to the blueprint. He lays down precise welds, connecting several pieces of iron into a solid frame. Beautiful welds, even shiny and without holes. That is the standard of his craft. The joy of the iron worker is the joy of conquest. He conquers the hardness of metal, using high heat to force it away his will. He's a sensitive organism. He knows that he can find and longevity requires work. He is the one who creates the backbone, and that joy is a solid, very 5.4. The unsung heroes, the electricians and plumbers. The work of electricians and plumbers. Joy is no less significant. It is the joy of bringing a building to life. Well, he calculates, next, his greatest moment is when the project is complete. He flips the main circuit breaker. The first time electric light fills the newly built rooms has a special everyone will often let out a clean water flows to every faucet in the building without a single leak. This joy is the joy of function. They are the ones who create the circulatory system and the nervous system of the house. Though their work is not easily seen, they know that without the building would just be a lifeless shell. And the feeling of being the one who makes life the construction industry is not always smooth sailing. It is fraught with however, it is precisely in the process of facing and intellect and resilience. The construction site is an open space, completely exposed to the elements. Therefore, workers must constantly be in dialogue with the sun, the wind, and the rain. On the scorching summer days, joy is not absent. Finding a shady place to rest, the blissful feeling of a sudden cool breeze that dries the sweat. It is the hearty laughter as they splash water. They wear wide-brimmed hats and thick shirts with white names in one's own endurance. When the rainy season comes, disappears. Puzzle. This is when collective intelligence is strongest. The site manager, engineers, and experienced master craftsmen gather together. They don't panic. What if we reinforce the foundation in this area? Avoid the obstacle. This batch of bricks is slightly offside. We'll adjust the thickness of the mortar joints to compensate. Joy and creativity under pressure. The aha. Incredibly satisfying. It not only solves the immediate issue, but also allowing the entire machine to run smoothly. The workers are not just pouring a massive concrete slab in a single continuous operation, requiring the coordinated effort of dozens of people for many hours. It could be installed in a complex steel structure, demanding absolute
Hit water. That was sick. Oh, he's gonna shoot it.
everyone is highly focused, sweat pouring, but no one dares to interrupt. Like a welder. Start typing the prompt. Person is a vital, brings a deep sense of pride and connection. They are comrades. Mutual respect among trades. On a construction site, each team is a the electrical and plumbing team, heating team, has an irreplaceable collaboration.
Yeah, I ride dirt bike.
Respect among these different trades. The electrician, when running wires, will be careful not to affect the layer from the masonry team to dry heat before starting his work. The formwork team knows that their precision is the straightness. There are constructive exchanges. Hey, masonry team, please leave a hole here for us to run. These requests are always met with willingness. Because they understand and ultimately the quality of the entire project. This joy is the joy of a micro-society. It is respected for their skills. It is egalitarian work environment where the common goal is paramount. The feeling of trusting and being trusted is a tremendous deciding conductor. To perform perfectly, the role of the conductor is indispensable. The supervising engineers, the site managers, they don't directly wield the blueprint and coordinate the musicians and work teams. Their joy is a comprehensive on schedule. They are happy when they see the steel structure joy is the joy of witnessing a complex implementation gradually being realized smoothly in the field. Conflict between the electrical and plumbing teams, they are the ones to mediate, finding the optimal solution for both. When the weather is unfavorable, they are the ones to adjust the work schedule to ensure safety and performance. The sight of a complex plumbing coordination brings an immense sense of satisfaction. It is the joy of in the midst of strenuous working hours. Rests in the noisy symphony of the construction site, the time for everyone to recharge and strengthen their the most familiar and beautiful image is perhaps that of the workers huddled around in the shade of a newly built wall, or simply sitting with stacks of bricks. They share stories from their everyday lives. Football match from the night before. between master craftsmen and between old and young disappears. They share not just tea and cigarettes, but also their it is a second family. Simple, caring questions like, you look tired today. These relationships make the hard work more bearable. The construction site is often simple, with everyone bringing a lunchbox from home. But it is the best meal of the day. The meal becomes a miniature buffet, where everyone spontaneously My family made spring rolls yesterday. Uncle, have some of my pickled eggplant. It goes well with rice. These spontaneous offers, pieces of feast of fellowship. They eat and talk animated. Comes from community, from the feeling of belonging to a group. This sharing reveals a beautiful aspect of the workers' culture. Despite life's it is these collective lunch breaks that weave the strongest threads of affection, turning strangers and colleagues into close friends and brothers. 4.1. After lunch comes a precious few dozen minutes of napping. Their resting place could be anywhere, on a wooden bench, inside a large installed concrete pipe. Though makeshift, it is a peaceful sleep. The steady snore of friendly the gentle it all creates a surprisingly serene scene in the midst of in that short sleep. When they wake up, though perhaps still a bit groggy. Incredible adaptability of human beings. No matter the circumstances, they know how to find moments of rest and relaxation to continue their work with renewed energy. Chapter 5. The Dance of Skill and Material.
Se fue la creta, se fue.
Relationship between people. There is another, deeper, and more personal joy that comes from the relationship between people. The joy of mastering, by commanding skills and materials, of transforming raw elements into perfect products. His movements are as rhythmic as a dance. His left hand decisively on the roller blades. His right hand places the brake, using the handle of his along the taut guide string. Everything must be perfectly straight. It is an art form. His joy lies in creating a perfectly flat surface. Finishing a section of wall, he steps back, admiring his work. Pursuing precision down to the millimeter. Time and his strength. There is only him. It is a pure joy, derived from the very essence of the work. A carpenter has a special connection with his materials. Before starting, he will often stroke the